Day 2. I'm going to start with day 2 because day 3 can go later. But this has been, but for the overall break, real quick, of the tournament, it's been an exciting tournament. It was fun to watch from beginning to end. First day was a little bit rough, a little bit rougher than the most. Well, first and, well, yeah, first day was a bit rough because of the PSN shutting down. Second day got a little bit better. There was a lot of audio issues. Third day got fun. Fourth day was excitement all throughout. But one team dominated all these days. Envy. And their champions were a reason. And I'll also tell you why with day 3 and day 4. Day 3 was where Fade picked up. Fab Esports. Fab Esports came through and worked this game running. They went and took the deep run even deeper, took it, kept running with it, kept rolling with it. Even as they lost to eventual champions MV3, they still picked themselves up and upset Cloud9. Now on the fact that Cloud9 made it that far in the first place, they had somewhat of an easier role. They made it, they kept the winners brackets at end of the night of day 2, beating Cole. And then through that, they either lost to Elevate. They beat Optic at an amazing 5-map classic that both teams earned. As I was watching the breakout star that was obviously Lacefield. He was the Optic killer. He was around the corner, getting shots off with his EMP, getting those shots in very much from all types of angles, and he helped pull this off. Ricky with his S&D experience, H with his S&D experience, kept the composure throughout most of that. And to be honest, Optic lost the tournament to S&D. I think they were even a more solid S&D. They were the only other team that could beat them truly on Respawn is Envy. That I truly felt they would lose respawns on consistency is Envy. But S&D were below par. They weren't taking risks. They weren't being as aggressive as they usually are. When they were being aggressive, the opposition noticed and took advantage of it. Now give it to Formal and Scump. They kept the kills up through the weekends. They kept doing that part. But Formal's not an OBJ. He's a pure Slayer. Same with Scumpy most of the time. He's a Slayer in the SMG role. It was the other two players that really came up short with them OBJ-wise. And some improvements have to be picked up. I don't say a roster change should be ordered very much, but if it comes to the opportunity that I think the only true free agent that will come out of this, if Havoc becomes a true free agent, he's 19. He's 18 right now. He'll be 19 next year. The thought in that mindset is, give this guy an opportunity. He's a great SMG player. He can get you numbers, and most of all, individual-wise, he will enhance your S&D. I think individually he is one of the top S&D players in the world. I think he can enhance anyone's S&D. He sure did a good job with that in Complexity, who still ended well enough to get past day 1 and day 2. Well, yeah, day 2. And their S&D play took out Optic in the first game of their group in the first day. Understand that they didn't make it that much farther than losers bracket, but for goodness sakes, they deserve. A person like Havoc wasn't truly the reason they were ousted. Now, Team Caliber had a great run. That was a team run. That team was working together. Goonjar is noted to be coming out of that team run. He did what he can to keep that team going. But I also want to talk about Splyce. Vance rated Josh Joe. What a run. They were the second most exciting team to watch. And what they did to all that was in their way. And believe me, when they lost to Fab E games in round two, they had a lot going their way, going against them. Phase, Rise, Elevate, they took them all down. Fab E games even, they got their revenge. And Bans was the guy. Yeah. Raided right out of Wraith and was a capture file out there. One of those respawn modes. He put out a Wraith, which was never done before this year. In Call of Duty World League competitive play, no one has ever brought out a Wraith, and Raided did it. The team aspect was on full blast. It was rolling, destroying, and stopping them had to take an effort from a whole team who was who was rolling everything in its way. And that team was indeed Team Envious. John, Apathy, J-Cap, Slasher, they all did amazing jobs. They all had amazing moments. John, Player of the Weekend, deserved MVP. He was the SMG beast that he always has been throughout the year. Getting the balls to pick up John and Apathy, especially Apathy after the failure of Team Liquid, of that team dissolving Liquid, backing out of COD, just was outstanding, was just unbelievable. And then they worked together, got it together, took the #1 seed at Stage 2, won Stage 2 playoffs mighty-handedly, and when people thought it was a fluke, they ended up second at MMG Orlando, and almost took it to a second game with Optic. You had a feeling coming into this could be the year to shine. When they came into this, they were rolling. They didn't throughout this bracket play. They're the team that took down OG to the losers. Then they rolled over FaZe. Then they really took Fave out. I mean, I keep saying Fave. I'm sorry. I just see the E. I'm thinking Fave. I'm Fab E games. They deserve that respect. They were Team Revenge V2. From last year's COD Championships, that team came out of nowhere, and they did a great job coming in. Vortex, Hockey, Dave, and Desire. They did a great job getting the job done and really making one of the great pushes in Call of Duty history to a 4th place finish. Great job to them. So I'm sorry if I keep getting your name on Fab E Games. Sorry guys. So what's next? Well, what's next is the weekend October 13th, where you have UMG Orlando. How many teams are going to go to that? It's still to be said. But Envy should enjoy this. They deserve to enjoy this. If Splyce was blasting, Envy was decimating, turning it into particles, turning everything. It was Splyce that's finished them off in the losers, but in the winner bracket, Envy was the reason they were down there. Especially against FaZe, Fab E Games, Elevate, and now at the end they took Splyce out after a fight from Splyce. Don't give this a total. They got the best fight all weekend from Splyce. Splyce came back, took the first hard point. But then I was thinking in my head, Splyce could do this. They've been the best S&D team all weekend without any doubt. Even better than Envy. But then when Envy turned it on, just took them out in S&Ds, just said, oh man. Oh my goodness. Envy is about to really roll them over, and the next two proved it. They countered everything Splyce did in Uplink. Even though Splyce were trying to come back, there was a few moves short, and they destroyed them and captured the flag. Even though Splyce was trying. They were fighting, but Envy just did not look like they were giving up that trophy. They didn't look like they were giving up that 800,000 check. And even if they were lying on the floor, they were not backing down. It was just an outstanding. I think it is one of the most dominant performances I've seen in COD Champs. I've seen in COD Champs, and two would be admitted. I've seen, and this may disqualify me. This is my first COD Champs, but I see the stories. I've seen the people who won it, and they always talk about the big disappointments and how many teams that kind of surprised and did okay, and really tumbled into a COD championship. This is not Envy. No, they did not do any of that. They dominated each and every game they were in. They looked confident, they played confident, they won confident, and they kept rolling until they had no one else to roll. And once the smoke is cleared, they were proudly standing, J-Cap, Athlete, John, and Slasher, standing in the middle of the Call of Duty world as the top Call of Duty team this year. Yes, Optic won more titles. Yes, this team was just made halfway through the year, but when it counted, when the biggest prize pool in Call of Duty history came calling, they answered to the call like no other team has done before, and that will be that different. And I will say that Envy is that team of the year for me. Optic may have a similar dominant play in Anaheim, but the way teams were trying to take each other out so harshly in the World League Championship this weekend, it was no doubt that Envy was not one of those teams that was shaky. They were bold. They were the structured Slayer team that's been there all throughout Stage 2, all throughout MLG Orlando, and they're standing here the most consistent killing team throughout that weekend. They're still in the standings, but most of those teams that were in that top 10 they were talking about during the game were already out. It was a team performance, it was a team domination, and it was well earned, well deserved. Astro should be proud of the champs in blue, and I'm sure happy to see it. I'm glad that happened. Great job to the guys, and this has been a fun tournament to watch. This has been fun Call of Duty to watch, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds. So leave a like if you enjoyed it, leave a comment to help expand the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon. Till then, peace.